Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Georgia Girl. Today is Wellness Wednesday, and I'll be talking about um, July is Disability Pride Month. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's been another hot day, but I hope everybody's staying cool. Hold on, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hey, Glenn, how are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Today is Wellness Wednesday, and I'll be sharing some awareness about Disability Pride Month. Hope everybody is staying cool. It's another hot day today, y'all. Another hot day. Of course, this is July, so we shouldn't be surprised about the weather. Um, Other than that, I'm doing okay. I thank the Lord for waking me up this morning, giving me the opportunity to get out of bed and continue doing the things that I had want to do this morning. Um, like I said, I will be sharing some things about Disability Pride Month. I will be putting my disclaimer out. If you see on my screen, this is what I'll be talking about today, and I'll be sharing about my own disabilities. And if you want to share about that you live with disability, you won't be judged over here. You can come up and share your story, and you won't be judged. But other than that, I'm doing okay. Thank you, Glenn, for coming in. Uh, I'm just typing some right quick. Boy, I tell you, whew, it's been hot, 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 y'all. I don't know if y'all remember when I was telling y'all about the guys, the two boys that got killed in my hometown. They still don't know what happened to those two boys. I probably talk some about it tomorrow, more about it tomorrow. It's sad. One of them was 19, and the other one was 17. And it hurt in the community because this happened in a small town, and I mean, for to find those two boys out the road, ain't nobody answering, ain't nobody saying anything about what happened. And and when your community hurt, and when you see other mothers hurt about their children, you also gonna hurt. So I'm just trying to share this live here. If you're coming in the chat, please be respectful. Over here, we listen, we respect, we don't judge anyone for anything that they're dealing with. Over here, we try to uplift and not tear down. So if anybody is going through any type of disabilities, my topics today is living with disability does not define who you are. And I'll be sharing some information, and I'll share about my own disabilities. Until a person have walked in a person's shoes or have been through anything, you can't judge no one. Can't judge anyone for what they faces daily. Some people are born with disability. Some Some people are have disability due to illnesses, and some people there are some people still work with their disability. Some have limitations on things they are able to do, and some people just can't work. But everybody should be treated equal. And if you're coming in my chat, everybody deserves to be treated equal and fair and respected. Sometimes when people get disability, it's not something that they know gonna happen. It's just things like that happen, and that's part of life. We live for today because tomorrow is not promised. So let's see, can I put that up there? Anyway, I'm gonna delete that right there. But anyway, if you could see the stream, let me just play just a little music because I'm trying to get something set up where I'll be able to come in and I'll be coming on to talk a little bit about this topic today. Mhm. If you're coming in, if you're people questions, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Hello, I'm back. I'm going to get into my commentary today. It's Wellness Wednesday, and I will be sharing about Disability Pride Month. Every month, there do be a awareness, so I try to share awareness on different types of topics every month. So this topic right here is about disability, and I'll be sharing some of the history behind it, and I also be sharing about my own disabilities. So if you come in the chat, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe. And like I said, if you want to share about your own disabilities, um, just let me know, and I'll. Hey, Janine, how you doing? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hot Wednesday. It is hot. You had a pretty good live this morning. I was glad to be able to catch you. You been doing okay? I'm hanging in there, girl. It's I have my days. I have my days, but God is good. I thank Him for His strength every day. Um, you know, it's been rough. You know, not having my main lady here with me every day, and lost my mom and everything. So, but I'm okay. Some things about this. I'll be sharing about my disabilities and the things that I have limits on. But before I get into talking about this, I always have to put a disclaimer out to let people know that I'm not a doctor or nurse or anything like that. I'm just a vlogger that share awareness. I try to do things to keep myself uplifted along with others. Anytime that you have any type of lifestyle changes, make sure you consult your medical provider about those things. So my disclaimer is this post is for educational and awareness purposes only. It is not to intend to diagnose, treat, or replace professional medical, mental health, legal, financial advice. Every person experienced with a disability is unique. If you need assistance, please consult qualified healthcare professionals or appropriate support services. So I have to put that out there that I'm not qualified to suggest anything concerning your disability. This is just commentary, this is awareness. And but anything, if you got anything going on, make sure you consult your physician. So July is Disability Pride Month. And this is awareness, education, and encouragement. What is Disability Pride Month? Disability Pride Month is observed each July to celebrate the strength, the resilience, the achievements, and contribution of people living with disability. It is also raises awareness to promote inclusion, challenges stereotypes, and encourages equal opportunities for everyone. The observers began after the signing of the American with Disability Act in July 1990. It is now recognized by many organizations around the world. So the Disability Act went into Congress in 1990, and so they observed July for Disability Pride Month. So did you know approximately 1/3 billion people worldwide, about 1 in every 6 people live with a significant disability? Disabilities may be visible or invisible and can affect people of all every age, race, culture, and background. Disability Pride Month reminds us that every person deserves respect, dignity, accessibility, and equal opportunity. And that's true. Like I was saying, some people are born with a disability, some people have disability due to illness and things like that. I'm finna get on the camera, but I wanted y'all to know what I was going to be talking about today because I'll be sharing about my own disability. And if anybody else want to share about living with disability, their challenges, just know whatever you're going through, you don't define the person that you are today and the person that you want to be. I'm trying to take that off right there. Seems like I don't want to come off. And like I said, today has been another hot day. I hope everybody's staying cool and dehydrated because it's summer, y'all. It is summer. I'm trying to put up another background here. I'm still here. I'm trying to remove this from off the stream. Hey, happy Wednesday again. And this is Wellness Wednesday. I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday, drinking plenty of fluids. Like I said, this is awareness. And what I mean by awareness, I share things concerning what's going on throughout the month, any type of days that are being honored, or like any type of health awareness and things like that. I try to share it on my channel. Some of the things that I share be related to my own wellness journey. And I like to share for encouragement and to keep myself motivated. Um, so, like I said, I did read the disclaimer here that I'm not here to judge. I don't judge. I don't diagnose, and I don't even suggest any type of treatment for anything that anyone is going through. If you have any type of lifestyle changes or anything that you need to consult your medical physician about, make sure you consult them and let them know if any types of changes are occurring within your lifestyle. So we know that the Disability Act started in 1990, went into Congress, and this day is recognized for anyone with any type of disability, whatever your race is, your culture, you do be recognized during this month. And like I said, a lot of people do be born with disabilities. Sometimes you have those invisible. People can be having disability and you can't see it because they be invisible. You know, I have been told that a lot of people didn't know that I was going through some of the things that I was going through. You know, you only see me from like the makeup, you see me sitting in my chair, but I do have my own limitations. So I'm gonna get into my disability, things that I have to limit myself to on a daily basis. But I do have to thank God for His grace and mercy that I can do what I'm able to do, and what I can't do, I can't worry about it. So I'm gonna get into when I was diagnosed with a disability, and I'll be sharing when I was diagnosed and what I was diagnosed with. Um, and if you want to share about your challenges and things like that, if you have any type of disability, you would like to share about it and what it takes for you to get out of bed or what it takes for you to live every day. There are people that can't get out of bed, and there are some people that can't feed themselves and different things like that. So I'm going to read to y'all about when I first got diagnosed with a disability. I just had printed out for I would be able to read it the way I wanted to read. You know, I worked all my life, 20 some years. I started work when I think I was 16. Yeah, I started work when I was 16. And I was born in 1969. So I finished school in 1987. And but I started getting like a job to just help to have my own money at age 14, 15. I think I was about between 15 and 16 when I started working. You know, I worked all my junior year, some of my senior year, and then after then, after I went to college, I went to tech school for marketing. And then when I turned 19, I had my first child, my daughter. And I didn't continue my education, which sometime I wished I could have. And, with God, all things are possible. I still can go back to school or take classes online. But right now, I can't do a whole lot right now. But getting into my disabilities, and I'm going to read to y'all my journey. 2016, I became disabled. I'm glad I do not look like what I've been through. But through faith and prayer, I'm still here. Okay. In 2016, my life changed forever. I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, a degenerative disease which involved disc disorder, chronic pain with radiopathy lumbar region. I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer back in 2016, and they also diagnosed me with a degenerative disease which affect my disc. I have like a disc disorder, and it messed with my back and everything. Radiates the pain. I have chronic pain, and it's run down my left side of my body. So I have limit disability. Uh, Sometimes I'm off balance. I'm not able to. I can walk, but I have to have something to lean on at time. I can't walk long because my legs give out and I be in pain. I use a cane. I also have a uh, one of the little pulley things that I can push. But the doctor told me the kind of disorder I have, I could be defined in a wheelchair. But I try to beat the odds on it. I try to keep moving. I try to do everything. I try to listen to my doctors. I try to do the things that I need to do to stay healthy as much as possible. That's why you see me doing some of the things that I'm doing. But I do have my limitation. I deal with fibromyalgia. I have pain in different parts of my body. So I was diagnosed. I became disabled in 2016. But before then, I worked. I did everything myself. And I know God has been good to me because I have came a long way. I have came a long way from what I was 10 years ago. I know I still have some challenges. I still deal with some limitations on things. But I thank God for his grace and mercy that things could be worse than what they are now. And see, I know there's a million of people out there in the world can't do some of the things I'm doing. I know a lot of them cannot sit up in a chair and use a computer. Some can't use their hands. Some can't walk. So I try not to take nothing for granted. You know, at times, yes, I have a anxiety, depression disorder also, and being where you're not able to do some of the things that I wasn't able to do before 10 years ago. Yes, it get depressing that I can't like do some of the activities I used to do because I like I said, I go places, but it sometimes it take me a while to get where I'm going, especially when I'm walking. But I do have to look at I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a wheelchair, but I do have to be sometime on a scooter or like especially if I'm going a long way off, like if I have to walk a long piece, like when y'all know I travel a lot, right? So if I have to be on my feet a lot, especially like when I went on my cruise, I have to get a scooter and things like that to help me get around. I'm not ashamed. But sometimes I have been depressed about some of the things that I'm not able to do. But I thank God about what I can do. So I'm talking about Disability Pride Month because there are some people try to mistreat people that have disabilities. And people that have disabilities, don't let people label you. They will try to label you. They will try to make you feel like you have to be in a box or make you feel like you can't do anything. And I know there are people have limitations to things that they can do and what they can't do. You know, I think about how my mom, how she was and things like that, how her health got down on her where she wasn't able to walk at all. And then she had got to the point where she couldn't feed herself. May my mom rest in peace. She's always in my heart. And my doctor told me I have the kind of disorder that I could be defined in a wheelchair. But you know, I didn't let what that doctor told me keep me from doing the things that I'm doing now. I tried. That's why you see me doing the cardios and different things like that because I'm trying. I'm trying to keep moving. Yes, there are days like today my back had been hurting, so that's why y'all notice I come on late in the evening because mostly during the day I be resting or I been took my medication because I go to a pain center and they got me on medication to help me relax during the day and then at night. So I take my medication during the day. You know, I do my little cardios and I take my medication and I be mostly relaxing throughout the day. That's why I mostly have my lives set up in the evening the way they do because I been already got some rest during that day. And then after I do a live stream, I go back to relaxing. But yes, I have my limitations, and sometimes it get next to me, especially because I used to be real active when it came to playing softball, sports wise, and I used to dance a lot. Now I have my limit. I don't try to do any kind of sports now. But for us the dances, I can't really just do the dances the way I used to. I move where I can move, but I don't just party and do none of those things no more. What I went through changed my life totally. It changed my life mentally, spiritually, financially, and mentally. So I have been through a lot these past 10 years, but I thank God I still have my life. I still have my life, so I'm here today to try to encourage anyone that have any type of disability. It don't define who we are. It only make us stronger. And I'll be sharing some inspiration today to people that are going through disabilities. Let them know it don't define us. We only can do what we able to do, and we can't worry about what we can't do. This me, I thank God that I'm able to do what I can do. um so yeah, so i was I became disabled in 2016. Those first years when my health started getting the way it was a total life changer, because I was like, I knew I was having thyroid issues, but I never knew that I was going to be diagnosed with cancer. I didn't never know one day I was going to get where I couldn't hardly walk or be in so much pain where I couldn't put my feet down on the floor. And then when I tried to move around, it seemed like my body just, like I just not have the strength. I have limit on the motions on my legs and arms. Yes, that's why y'all mostly see me sitting, because I be off balance a lot, because I walk off balance. I don't have my gait is not straight. So I depend on a cane, or I push my little roller thing if I need it, especially when I'm going a long way. So it was very life changing for me. Like I said, I was up and about, doing everything I love. I played softball up until my late 30s. I used to walk, run, jump rope. I used to do all those things. Now I'm limited to that kind of stuff now. I walk a little bit, but I do get off balance. So when I know I'm going a long way, I'm gonna make sure I have something with me to make sure I stay safe. So let me finish reading this. I want to read to y'all. Okay. Like I said, I was diagnosed in 2016 with thyroid cancer. Now I have then that it was in 2016 when I got diagnosed with thyroid cancer. About a year later, I was diagnosed with a degenerative disease which affect I have a disc disorder. They call it intervertebral disc disorder. I deal with chronic pain, radiopathy, lumbar region on my left side of my body, which causes mobility issues, and I also have knee pain. It just seems like the left side of my body is my weakest, and I get off balance because all the pressure from my right side going toward the left, and it caused my legs to be real weak. And because that's what they had found, that tumor on my left side. They found the tumor on my left side in the thyroid, and it just seemed like everything from that left side bothered me, from my shoulder down to my arms, to my knees, to my back, to my disc. Yes, I can move my arms, but if you notice when I do my cardio, I don't do a whole lot of things over my head. I can reach up high with this arm, but this arm here, I still have my limitations because of that shoulder. But I don't ask for sympathy. I don't ask nobody to come over here and give me any type of sympathy because I'm one of those kind that I know I got to keep going. The doctors have told me that what I'm going through, I can be defined to a wheelchair, but I'm beating the odds trying to keep moving. I'm not asking for sympathy. Some days I push through my pain. I am a witness to know God can do all things but fail. For the past 10 years, I have been mocked, talked about, that I'm too young to have disability. And that's one thing, you're not too young to have a disability. Whether it's a visible oh, getting tired, Tom. Whether it's invisible or you can see your disability, you're not too young. There's no age limit on disability because some people be born with a disability. So don't never let another person label you or make you feel like you can't do anything. Even if you can't walk, talk, or move around, you still got your life. And don't let another person make you feel like you cannot still have a life because you can. You might have limitations due to some of the things you're going through, but you still have your life. And some people like to disrespect people with disabilities. My mom always taught me to respect your elders, respect the ones with disability. And when I became disabled, I see how people try to label you. I see how they try to mock you. I see how they try to make you feel bad about what you're going through, which is something that was out of your control. There are children born with disability, and some can get help and then some can't. So I don't be over here judging nobody for anything that they go through. I just thank God for the life I have. I have my limitations. I know what I can do and I know what I can't do. And I don't try to compete. I'm not in no type of race. When I'm up on this camera doing my cardios, I work at my own moderation. I work at my own pace. You know, I thank the ones that does peep in and show the support. Like right now, it ain't nobody even in my chat. But I can't let that distract me from the things that I want to talk about, the things that I want to do. Because a lot of people don't like to hear positive stuff. They cling to drama. They cling to stuff that I guess they think is important. So this is what I do over here. Whether I'm sharing about my own journey or sharing about what's going on out in the world. And I try to honor all the days where I can about any type of awareness. You're going to see all types of awareness being shared on my channel, from safety to health. I'm going to be sharing that. That's part of my channel. That is basically, but that's what my channel is based on, health. So right here, like I said, I'm a witness to know that God can do all things but fail. For the past 10 years, I've been mocked. I've been talked about because of my disability. It have caused me to be depressed at times because I know there's some things that I can't do that I used to do. And it is, especially when it just what I went through is just like a change. It's just like everything just changed for me. I had my thyroid surgery. I went through recovery there. Next thing you know, here comes something else going on with me. And after they diagnosed me with what I was diagnosed, and they told me that I won't be able to work no more, it was hard. It was hard hearing that. I went through hardship. I didn't have any money. I didn't have no insurance. I went through all of that. They always say you got to crawl before you walk. I was crawling. You hear me? And it took me a while to get to where I need to be, to where I'm at today. And I'm not ashamed to tell anybody. We go through things. We learn from those things. I didn't know what to expect after I had the diagnosis from cancer. I'm thinking I'm going to be okay. But I started having pain, and I still have pain every day. It's manageable now than it was a few years ago, because when I first started having chronic pain, I didn't have the insurance to be going to the doctor, because I had worked on all them jobs all those years. I've worked some like 20 some years in my lifetime up until 2016. They wouldn't give me my unemployment. My husband, he had to take care of me. My children had to help. I didn't have my own income. For about over a year, we struggled. I'm not ashamed to tell people. It was hard on us. I wasn't well. My husband was working. My kids was grown, and they did. My son, he was still at home. He was like in his senior year when I went out and wasn't able to work. And sometimes I would cry. I was like, Lord, how we gonna make it? But I didn't give up. I had to fight for my little disability. I had to fight for it. I worked those years, so I was entitled for my money. But I had to fight for it. And it's sad that when you already going through stuff and you have to fight for what you already worked for. Because they told me what I'm going through come from working on the jobs I had been working on for years. My disc is messed up. It's not where I'm able to get, it's not where I can't have surgery because of the fact the way how that disc have got to be the way it is. If I were to have surgery on that, I probably would be confined in a wheelchair. So I just try to keep pushing, keep working hard, trying to strengthen my legs, my arms, my knees, doing whatever I can and keep moving because I don't want to get where I can't move at all. Because I know what happened to my mom when she got where she couldn't walk no more. She stopped moving. Physical therapy had to come in and help her and stuff like that. I'm 57 years old, and I know what it means to be confined where you can't do anything. I love my mom, and I miss her so much. But I learned from some of the things she went through. It keep me motivated to keep going, to keep pushing. Hey, Janine, did I speak to you? I think you were the only one came in. Thank you for coming through. But having a disability, it make you feel certain ways. It make you feel depressed. Because I'm gonna tell you, I was a very active person. I was always on the go. I would always be, because I used to drive like a commercial van, kind of like a commercial van, and I would pick people up every day. I would take them to work, and we would go different places. I drive, but I have my limits. I don't do like I used to. I have my limitations by me having a disability, and I'm not ashamed to tell no one that I can't do some of the things I used to do. But I thank God I'm able to do what I can do. So I'm here today to encourage people that have a disability. It don't define who we are. It make us stronger. It make us want to continue to live. Because that's what it do for me. Seeing my mom, the way she went down with her legs, and she used to be in so much pain. My mom used to be in so much pain because her legs had got so contracted where they couldn't stretch her legs out. And that's why you see me still moving like next week. Even though this leg, it be giving me trouble. Lord knows it's me. But I still try to do some type of therapy with it. So that's why you see me working with my arms. Like I said, I have my limitation. For this shoulder here, I have a problem with it. Like I said, it's my left side of my body where my mobility is. But I can move. I'm slow, but I'm moving. See what I'm saying? But there's somebody out there can't do what I'm doing. Somebody out there can't do what I'm doing. That's why I can't complain. Only thing I can do is just keep trusting God, asking Him to continue to give me the strength I need to get through this, what I'm going through. So I'm going to read some encouraging words to people that are out there dealing with some type of disability. It don't have to define you. It won't define you. Yes, you might be a little slower than others. You might not be able to walk that fast. You might not be able to do a lot of sports and activities and things that you used to do. And I look at it like this, like when we was down there on the boat, I was just looking at people having a good time. I mean, I was moving my shoulder and what I could, but I couldn't just, cause when I used to dance, I used to dance. You hear me? When I was dancing, I was dancing. I mean, I was doing I was dancing. See, I get off balance. Now when I want to dance and I do it with my husband, he'd be out there with me, he'll hold my hand and stuff like that. But it still make me feel a certain way because I can't do some of the things I used to do. But I stopped whining, I stopped complaining and said, Lord, I thank you for what I can do. I thank Him for what I can do. Because there's somebody that can't feed themselves. Some people have feeding tubes. Family members have to care for them. They can't go to the bathroom. I look at all those types of things. I look at all of that. So I'm grateful, thankful. And with my with the limit things that I can't do and the things that I can't worry about, I let it go. Because I have anxiety. And that's a stress will affect you mentally. It affect your heart. That's why y'all see me sharing about joint and health care because that's what I have to deal with that because had to do I had a test done a few months ago. It's showing that my heart is enlarged a little bit. So that's what my doctor said. We need to come up with a plan for you. We need to keep you moving. Make sure your heart rate staying good, your blood pressure, that everything been doing good lately. Everything been my numbers on my blood pressure been doing pretty good because I take blood pressure medicine. I'm on a pain. I go to a pain clinic for my pain medicine. I go there next week, and I'm also going somewhere I go to this pain place where I take IV, where they boost my immune system. It help me with my vitamins. There's a lot of stuff I take through IV that I can't take by mouth, so they give it to me in IV, and it helped me rest. These past few months was rough. After losing my mom, it affected me mentally and physically. So I had to get myself back on track, trying to get back focused on what I need to do to continue to be who I am and continue to live the life I need to live. But I have my limitations. I can't walk long. Sometimes we be doing the walking challenges. I walk the little bit I can, but I always have my cane with me just to lean on because my doctor tell me that I'm off balance and I don't want to fall. And I'm off balance due to the weakness in my leg. That's why I try to do a lot of exercises and try to keep them where I can give them strength, but they be so painful sometimes. So I just try not to do too much because I don't want to hurt myself more than what it already is. So I want to just read some encouraging words to anybody that's going through any type of disability. Okay, let's see. Living with a disability may change how we do some things, but it does not change our value and purpose or our ability to make a difference. Our disabilities do not define who we are. They are only one part of your story. Some days are harder than others, and it's okay to take one step at a time. Celebrate every victory, no matter how small. Your voice matters, your journey matters, your life matters. Never let anyone make you feel less because your path is look different. Together, let's continue to lift one another up with kindness, compassion, encouragement, and love. Remember, my disability is part of my journey, but it does not define my destiny. And that is so true. So I want to share those words to anybody that going through any type of disability, or when you be feeling down, and when others try to make you feel bad about what you go through with something you probably just can't help. Like I said, there are people born with disabilities. There are people have those invisible disability you can't see, and they have to live around evil people. They have to witness evil and people saying disrespectful words to them and making them feel like it's their fault. You shouldn't make a person feel bad about their situation, because you never know. Those tables can turn. Those tables can turn where you could be where you cannot walk across the road properly, or you may have to depend on a cane or might be in a wheelchair. So that's why I always tell people, be careful how you treat others. Those tables does turn. I have been mocked. I have been laughed at. I have been judged, but you don't know me. You don't know what it takes for me to get out of bed every morning. You don't know what it takes for a person to try to put their clothes on. You don't know their story. You don't know. So I'm here to tell anybody, don't let another person label you. Don't let a person define you. Don't let them put you in a box just because they feel like they can do more things than you. But look, you got your life. You have limitations. You probably can't climb those steps. Oh, I be hating to climb steps. Oh my God. And that's one thing about me. And y'all know I go. I might be slow, but I do get around to go somewhere. They have to wait on me. They be like, come on, mom. They'll like, especially when we out sightseeing or going on our little trips. One of my grandchildren, they'll wait with me, or if my husband will be with me, they be walking with me. Cause they know I be trying. It be feeling like I be walking. Ooh, my knee hurt. But I move a certain way, I feel that pain now. When I be out with my children, they be like, come on, mama, come on. You see, they understand. They have to wait on me. The one thing about them, they don't try to make me feel bad because I can't walk fast. They don't make me feel bad and say, well, mom, you should have stayed at home. They always say, we gonna get you out the house. And I thank my family for that. It's good to have a support system when you're going through things like this. When you have limitations and disabilities, it's good to have somewhere there for you if you need them. But there are some cruel people out there in the world. They don't respect the disabled. They don't. Some people look at them like, it ain't too much wrong with them. Hey, Lymphogees, how are you doing? Good to see you. I'm just talking about Disability Pride Month. And I was just sharing about my disabilities and the limitations I have. And I was just talking about and sharing some things to people that are disabled, to let them know it don't have to define them. You still a human being. You still a child of God. You might have those limitations. You might not be able to climb those steps or climb a mountain or do any of those things like that, but you still got your life. And I was just explaining to them, I was disabled in 2016. That when I was became disabled. But I struggled. I struggled financially. We went through a lot because I didn't have an income. Because, okay, thank you. Thank you. So I'm here to try to encourage. That's what I try to do over here. I try to encourage others that going through something, let them know you're not alone out here. I went through it all. I've been through it all, but I thank God for his grace and mercy that I can say I might have limitations. I might not can't walk as fast. I can't climb those steps, and I can't go mountain climb. I can't do jump rope. I can't. There's a lot of stuff I can't do because I have my limits because of my disabilities. I don't try to get on here act like I can run a race. I walk, but I walk in my own pace. I do my cardios in my own pace. I don't try to get on here and like I can go out here and punch like that so fast. When y'all see me doing my stuff, I be just like that. Every now and then I might try to, I'm gonna pick it up a little bit because I have my limitations. I have my limitations on things. My doctor said he just want me to just move some. He said just move a little bit, but don't put yourself in a position and don't have yourself hurting more than what you is because I live with chronic pain. So I have my limits. But I just want the people that have disabilities to let them know that you are loved, you are beautiful, and never be ashamed of your story because you might just inspire someone else. Yes, when I first was, when the doctor told me that you won't be able to work no more, he said, I don't see where you'll be able to work anymore. Those are the words they told me. I'm sitting up here now, my knees throbbing. I had took some, I take my medication during the day. I already had took some medicine for pain earlier, but it make me sleepy. And right now I be sitting up in my chair. My pain I be like this sometimes. But I try to push through it. I don't ask for no sympathy. I don't tell people come over and say, oh, this and that. No, I don't know nobody make me feel like that I'm asking for sympathy because I'm not. I don't. I use what I go through for my own motivation. I try to keep myself encouraged. And my channel is like therapy for me. It's a place I can come share and talk about things that I have struggled with, the things that I have been dealing with, and things that I have won some battles, and there's some battles I'm still fighting. I try to talk about things that I know that's going on out in the world. I try to share awareness every month on different topics. That's why you see me sharing stuff because this is reality. There are a lot of people in the world dealing with some type of disability. Some talks about it and some don't. Some have those invisible disabilities. Some have those disabilities where you can't see them. Hey, how you doing? Good to see y'all. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Yep. Okay, I just had my dry needles done. I have knee pain. Yeah, my knee throbbing now, girl. That's why y'all see me be moving. When I be in pain, y'all see I be moving a lot, right? My doctor want me to stay moving. Today I'm talking about Disability Pride Month. Like I said, a lot of people have disability and some people still work, but they have their limitations. They have their limitations. I'm just where I can't work because I became disabled in 2016 and it wasn't by choice. It wasn't by choice. It's because the way my body went the way it did. My left side, I have mobility issues on my left side. Y'all, if you don't know you probably seen me walking. I walk like this. I get off balance. That's why you never see me doing a lot of standing. If I'm standing, I'm propped up against some, or I got my cane, or I have my little roller thing. Because my doctor told me the type of disorder I have, I could be defined to a wheelchair. That's what my doctor told me. The type of disorder I'm dealing with, it can have me defined on a wheelchair, but I don't speak that. I keep moving. I keep doing what I need to do. I'm beating the odds. You hear what I'm saying? But I'm slow now. My family have to wait on me a lot. I can't walk fast. If he looking like I'm going fast, but I don't be going nowhere. A lot of people have disability. You don't even know it. That's what I'm saying. People can have disability. They be those visible. You can't see them. But I'm here today to tell people Don't let it define who you are. Don't let it define the person you are today. Because people try to label people, they try to put people in boxes, they try to make a person feel lesser than what they are. Some people born with disabilities. There are a lot of people born in the world today with disability. And then some have disability because of their health. Because like I said, I worked all the way up until 2016. I started working when I was 16 years old. And when 2016, but a couple years before that, I saw my health was starting to decline. But in 2016, everything changed for me mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. My whole life changed. The things that I used to do, I don't do. The things that I can do, I thank God that I'm able to do it. I can't worry about what I used to do. I'm just thankful to have my life. You hear what I'm saying? I'm thankful to have my life. I come over here. I don't never ask for sympathy. I be in pain every day. When I be doing no cardio, y'all know I'm be going fast. I don't go fast. I work in my own moderation. Yes, it is. Very much so. Very much. Those are invisible disabilities. You don't have to, you know, people look at me. Oh, I don't look like nothing wrong with you. But you don't know my story. You don't know my story. You know what I tell you. And I have shared today some things I haven't even shared before. I was diagnosed years ago with a disorder. And then my doctor told me it could confine me in a wheelchair. But it made me depressed sometimes. But when I think about it, I said, Lord, I got to keep moving. Because it had been a time I didn't want to do some of the things I'm doing now because I couldn't. I had to take pain medicine, y'all. I had to take pain medicine. And I pray every day to be off pain medicine. That's why y'all mostly see me in the eating tackle. During the day, I'm either relaxing, I've been took my medication. I say if I'm going to do a string, I do it while I know I done got me some rest during the day. I do my little cardio by record them, and I do them right. But most of during the day, I'm resting, I'm relaxing, I'm doing some things to help me for my health. And then I'll set up a live stream for that evening, but I been got my rest. And then, I might be on for an hour or two, and then I get off and start all over, resting and doing the things I need to do. But my limitation is I can stand, but I can't stand long, or I can't sit long because I get off balance. I done fell a lot of times. I done fell in my house. I done fell at my daughter's house. I try not to fall when I'm out in public. That's why I always take my cane. But when I'm at home, I walk without it. But I have it because sometimes I'm just off balance because my legs are weak. I have stuff going on with my legs, nerves messing with it. It started from that disc. I have a disorder in my back. And my doctor told me that with what I'm going through, I could be confined in a wheelchair. But when she told me that, it depressed me. It really made me depressed, but I'm not in a wheelchair, and I thank God that I'm not. But if, as I get older, I know I'm getting, my legs starting to get weaker and weaker. But I try to keep moving, try to keep doing stuff to, I try to beat the odds. I don't want to be where I can't move at all. It's truly commendable to witness your remarkable resilience and dedication in navigating. Yes, I use what I go through and I share it on my channel because I know there are other people out there going through it too. And I try to keep myself encouraged along with others. Y'all know I go now. I might be slow. One thing about my kids, they try to take me places. They be like, we just gotta wait on mama. Cause a lot of people say, like, girl, you be going places for you to be the way you are. I said, yeah, because if I don't, I will sit here. If I don't try to continue to live, it'll just make me more and more depressed. You know what I'm saying? I get on a scooter in a minute. When I'm in that grocery store, if I don't feel like walking, I will ride. Being in pain every day has to be hard. I don't be in pain every day. Mine is mostly in the morning. You don't let it stop you from doing what you're supposed to do. Yeah. See, mine's, it's noticeable, but I've been living with it for so many years. And I take pain medicine for relief. I'm taking pain medicine. I'm taking medicine for inflammation. I have Gallipan stuff for I got different types. Girl, if you were to see, I think I showed y'all my medicine cabinet. I have to take medicine to help me relax. And I have medicine for anxiety, depression, but I've been doing good lately because when I be doing my cardio, that's therapy for me. My channel is my therapy because I can come on and share and I can talk to people in the chat and no one be judged. No one be judged over here on my channel. Because I know how I feel to not I know how I feel when you can't get out the bed. I have rolled out the bed a lot of days. You hear me? I had to have surgery on my hip. They did something to my hip. I had something done to my back. And now it's where my back where they told me they don't want to do no more operations on my back. But they want to do something to my knee. I got to have something done to my shoulder. They told me that 2 years ago with my shoulder, but I didn't let them do no surgery because I don't want them to keep cutting on me. And my family was telling me, Mama, if it don't help you, don't let them people keep cutting on you. And so when the doctor told me I had a torn, hey, Miss Key, when the doctor told me I had a torn rotator cuff, that's why when I be doing my cardio, you never see me doing them over my head because I have my limitations with my joints. When I try to go real high with this arm, it hurts. But I've just been doing therapy with this shoulder because I didn't really want to go through surgery. Now I'm dealing with my knee. And I think it probably gonna end up getting to a knee surgery, but I'm praying about it. But yes, I live with a disability. Some is visible and some is you can't see it. And I've been living with it for about 10 years. Yes, I get depressed. Because I can't. Cause I used to do some of the same stuff that I be seeing Sassy now doing. Jumping rope. I used to do that. I would get on that ball and do different stuff. But I ain't finna fall now. I ain't finna fall. I used to jump rope. I used to do the same thing. Ooh. The knee bother me now. Y'all keep hearing me saying, ooh, don't you? The knee is what gets me scattering pain, the worst pain. Yeah, I know. I'll sit up here now. Y'all hear me saying, ooh, don't you? How you been doing, Miss Key? How everybody been doing? That's why I just want to tell people, if you're dealing with any type of disability, don't let it don't have to define you. You don't have to define who you are. Y'all see me, I be going. I be slow, but if it's somewhere I need to go, I'm gonna go. And my kids make sure you don't jump rope. Oh, I be seeing some people be doing their jump rope and they be getting on a little stepper thing. Child. If I get on there, I'm gonna have to hold on to some because I'm off balance. I'm way off balance. And those are some of the things I have to limit myself for doing. That's why you mostly see me sitting. You might see me leaning on something standing. I have to do that for my own protection. So this month is Disability Pride Month. And I just wanted people to know, if you have any type of disability, don't let it define you and don't let people put you in a box. Because there are some people are so cruel out there. And they'll make you feel, they would make you, I wish I could jump rope and jog. Oh, so you don't, Oh, you don't do that either? Okay. Nah. If I do jog, I be sitting down moving my feet like that, but I can't do all that stuff. And I just want to share some encouragement to the ones that out there that's going through that. Some days are harder than others. And it's okay to take life one step at a time. Celebrate every victory, no matter how small. If you're doing good and you know you're feeling good about your life, pat yourself on the back. Now when I lost them 5 pounds the other week, I pat myself on the back because I know I've been trying to lose weight, but I know it's a struggle. I know it's a struggle. I pat myself on the back. And I said, I'm going to try to do it again another week and another week. But it's a struggle, y'all. It's a struggle. We have to celebrate the small wins, y'all. Celebrate those small milestones. And I want to give everybody a hand for doing these challenges. For everybody that's doing the challenges, I give y'all a hand. Y'all said, Georgia got us over here trying to do like her. No. Because I said, I'm going to eat me a watermelon. Go eat you a peach pie if that's what you want to do. I just choose to eat the healthy side, stay with the healthy side, because that's what I got to do. But I be hard-headed. Look, girl, they're gonna kill somebody. That's what I said. But me, I already got my plan, what I want to have. My husband gonna eat what he gonna eat. I eat what I eat. But you don't have, this can just be like a small portion part of your day. Thank you. A small portion of your day. Just take a small dish. Get you a small dish and don't eat meat for an hour. You don't have to do it the whole day. Just take one, I would say maybe just take an hour that day next week. Okay? An hour next week, once a day, and don't have meat. It's gonna be hard. I won't be eating that but chicken and fish no way. So I be missing though. Y'all know I love my chicken now. But I already got some, cauliflower. I already got some ideas of what I want to have. But shout out to all y'all. Shout out to all y'all that's doing these challenges. And I hope y'all enjoying doing them. It's help with the network, and it's also helping you if you're on any type of journey. So everything just falling right in line of what I got going on. But if y'all can't do the no meat challenge next week, if you can't do it, don't do it, y'all. That's all I'm going to say. The challenges are great to motivate others. Yeah, I have some meatless meat in my freezer, so I'm ready. Okay. But I'm just telling people, I don't want nobody to be saying, Georgia girl got a... That's why I always put that disclaimer out there. See, I'm doing it because I need to be doing it. You know what I'm saying? But we just try to have it where we can keep each other encouraged. I got my vegetables in now. I got a couple of things I'm going to be doing next week. My husband be looking at me like, what the meat at? Don't cheer, going to be like, because I'm going to probably be up there with them. But I have to discipline myself, y'all. I really do. I have to put my own self on punishment, especially when I don't be doing it right. Because I ate that pork the other day. I knew I didn't need that pork for 4th of July. My head, no, it would hurt, y'all. My head would hurt when I ate that piece of pork chop. I said, well, I done ate it now. But I take blood pressure medicine. And since I've been doing my cardios, since I've been just staying focused on things, I've been doing pretty good. My blood pressure numbers looking pretty good. My doctor said, you like you moving a little better. I said, well, I've been doing some of the things you told me to do. My motion and range emotions with this left leg, I still can't raise it up high. I still can't, when I'm laying down, I can't raise my leg up because I have mobility issues on this side. So I'm disabled, and I'm not ashamed. Yeah, I see you be doing your stuff too. You've been doing your lunch walker for a long time. But I be want to get out there and walk But I have my limits, y'all. It's too hot right now. Woo! It's too hot. But I want to get where I can invest in me some equipment, some stuff that I can be able to work with. I saw your video the other day, like some of the things you got. Let me go get me some water, y'all. Woo. That's all I've been drinking is water, and it had me going too. Ooh. Y'all be hearing me say, ooh. I'm coming, y'all. I gotta get some water. Like I said, some people have those invisible disabilities. And what I mean by invisible disability, those invisible disabilities is not what you see, like anxiety, depression, schizophrenic, different stuff like that. When you have a bipolar, stuff like that, all that deal with your mental health. That deal with your mental health. So mental health is considered a disability. And I deal with it. I mean, my anxiety level, it varies. Like I got things going on, I just don't speak on them right now, but it's some things in my going on. But I pray about it. I pray about it. It's not me, it's just my concern of my family. And I just pray about it. And I try to talk to my family, brothers, and stuff like that about keeping the faith. You got to have faith. By faith, I tell you, it's stronger today. But before all this didn't happen to me, my faith wasn't as strong as it is today. But I trust God with everything. And I try to tell my brothers and my children, I try to tell them, pray, keep the faith. I believe in prayer. I believe in having faith. I really do. Sometimes work out my girl mental illness. Yeah. I thought I said some people have those invisible disabilities. Sometimes I just get in those. Sometimes you just get in those days where you just need just a little time for yourself. Just need some time to breathe, Just need to breathe. So, like I said, this Disability Act, they started the Disability Act in 1990, went to Congress. So they acknowledge people with disabilities. But a lot of people still try to make a person feel bad about things that they're going through. No one should make people feel bad because they can't walk properly or talk or some of the things that they deal with, they have limitations of. But it's just some evil people out there. It is, though. And sometimes they don't care if they hurt another person feeling or not. You treat people the way you want to be treated. Right here, they say hidden disability, physical, mental, neurological condition that are immediately obvious to others but can heavily impact daily life. Examples include autism, ADHD, chronic pain, diabetes, and mental health disorder. These conditions are highly varied, and those living with them frequently face misunderstanding or scrutiny due to looking able-bodied. Like you said, Sassy, because people look at a person, they feel like they don't know. They look at a person and say, "No, ain't nothing wrong with them." Just because you're looking on the outside because you can't see their disabilities. Because they had happened to me, they be like, even my doctors be saying, "You too young to be going through." I'm 57, right? And I have an older doctor. He be like, "You too young to be going through. You too young to be going through the stuff you go through." I be like, "Well, I'll be 58, uh, the beginning of next year." Disability doesn't have an age. It doesn't have a color. It doesn't have a culture. It can happen to anybody. And a lot of people have those visible disability you don't see, like the mental health conditions, anxiety, depression, PTSD, and bipolar disorder. I told y'all I have to take medication for anxiety. Yeah, it is. PTSD is one. PTSD is one. Uh, Chronic pain, fatigue, fibromyalgia, arthritis, EDS. These type of illness you can't see. You see what I'm saying? But the way I walk, people already know that something. I could be at a store. I have people to come up to ask me, "Do you want me to help you, ma'am?" And I be like, "I got it," or because I be trying to do stuff myself. You know what I'm saying? I be saying I got it. Like if I'm going out of town, I push my little thing because I get tired quick, my legs give out. But there's some people be kind to people with disabilities. I have one of those stickers in my cars. I ride with one of those stickers in my cars because my doctor told me to get one because the way that I'm living. And child, that little parking thing come in handy. Shoot, I can't walk from way down there. But told me to my grandma, let me use your parking sticker. I was like, give me my sticker. Y'all ain't nothing wrong with y'all. They be trying to get a good park. But like I said, I have not always been strong about some of the things that I deal with. I have been depressed. But I start just saying, it's just something out of my control. I just try to just continue to do what I need to do. Just stay healthy. I pray every day to be pain free. I pray every day for that. My pain does varies. It do get up to 8 and 9 sometimes. Sometimes my pain be from 6 to 9 to 10. One while, ooh, it stayed before I started having treatments and stuff. Getting treatments, my pain was so terrible. Y'all saw me how I was with my feet. I still have issue with my feet, but it's not as bad as it was because they started doing shock therapy on me. I'll just thank God, that I got a little insurance. But yeah, whew, go. When we was on that boat, them children to my grandma, we gonna go on the stairs. We'll let you I said, y'all go on the stairs because we know you can't walk on the stairs. So okay, and if I do, it's gonna take me a minute to get up there. Yeah, I'm here now rubbing my knee. I got some cream and different stuff I rub on it. But I think it probably gonna come down to a knee replacement, But they told me if I do it, I need to go on and get it done. And don't wait till I get too much older. Like my dad get ready to have knee surgery. And he's 83, so y'all keep my dad in prayer. He having knee surgery tomorrow, but Thursday. Well, tomorrow or Thursday, ain't it? Hey Frank, how you doing? The older we get, our body take a long time to heal up. You been doing all right? I was shouting y'all out for the ones doing the all the challenges. Y'all been doing a good job. We got all of this month. We got all of next month. We're gonna have a finale at the end of I got all y'all names down. We're gonna pull the name out the box and stuff like that. I don't know if y'all know Perica is doing the challenge and Mona. I'm gonna tell y'all about Mona. Mona's in the hospital. Y'all know Mona who I'm talking about. She in the hospital, but she said, George girl, I'm still showing you my snack. I told her, I said, honey, if you ain't able to do nothing, you know what I always tell people, make sure you okay. Like next week is no meat. Y'all got to show a dish with no meat. You got to at least take a time out the day for 5 days next week and don't eat meat. You can have a small dish of green beans, cauliflowers, okra. You can't show us no meat next week. But if you cannot do that challenge, don't do it. I don't want nobody to, you know, put yourself in that if you can't do it. That one thing we don't want to do is try to, cause no problem. But a lot of y'all say y'all can go 5 days without meat. It's gonna be a struggle. It's gonna be a struggle. But that's what we'll be doing next week, the no meat challenge. So yeah. You can get a salad, soup, anything, a little dish. Just take a dish a day and say, this is my dish, no meat. Potato salad, anything, just can have no meat in it. A lot of that food, like when that doctor had me on that raw food diet, I was imagining I had some meat. He want me to, I can't do that no more. Thank you. I appreciate doing the challenge. Yes, I know she's in the hospital still. Yeah, she in the hospital, but she's still participating. But I tell her, if you can't do the challenge, we understand. Like sometimes, I know some of y'all have been doing them ever since we've been doing them, but when you have to take a break and take care of your own life, please do that. Please do that. So these challenges are probably in the end of August, called September. People be doing the slay timber and all that different stuff. Everybody be doing their own thing because the holidays be coming up. But today I just wanted to talk about disability pride month, because like I said, a lot of people do disrespect people with disability. They do. But I want people to know that do have some disabilities. Don't be ashamed. Don't let it define you. If you're able to do some things, do it. But if you can't, some things just be out of our control. It's good to see you, Frank. Some things do be out of our control. So we do what we're able to do, and what we can't do, we can't worry about it. I be telling my children, when we be going places, they be like, Mama, come on. Y'all be bringing me with y'all. Know I'm slow. Don't I be telling them, y'all? So they just have to wait on me. So they understand. And they know if I can get me a scooter, I'm going to ride. Especially when I have to walk a long way. But I enjoyed that cruise. I rode a little while, especially when I had to walk down all them. It was that long thing. They thought I was going to walk down there. They said, man, you ain't going to make it down there. So they met me. My granddaughter, she was with me. The little one, she was right there with me. When I be riding, she be riding too. But that's what I want to talk about today, y'all. Disability awareness. A lot of people live with visible disability people don't even know about. They don't understand. Because they told me I was dealing with fibromyalgia. I never had heard of that. So that's just like dealing with pain. I have a disability. I don't act like it because I act normal. Okay. But that's what I'm saying. People, see, if you hadn't never told me that, I would have never known. See, people don't know what people are dealing with because they can't see it. That's what they call those visible disabilities. Yeah. I try to talk about things that we know is going on out in the world. And it says millions of people that are out there having some type of disability. You might not see it. You might not can't see it, but they have it. And I just wanted to, I try to keep myself encouraged because, yes, like when we was on that trip, I wanted to get out there and jump around and dancing. Y'all saw how my husband was getting down. Y'all saw it. And I used to be right there with him, y'all. And I started feeling a little sad and feeling a certain way because I know I couldn't do it. But I don't want to go nowhere and I'm going to fall. Now, if I'm a dance with my husband, he'll hold me up or whatever. You know, I have a stick. But I don't try to. If I dance, I'm like this, y'all. Them legs won't move like they used to. So I used to be down. I used to get down when they get down, y'all. Did I hug them? I used to get down, did I? I ain't seen it. I used to try to, hey Frank, y'all, I used to try to drop it like it hot. Child, if I drop now, I be dropping. If I drop now, what gonna happen? If I try to drop it like it hot now. My husband said, if I try to drop it like it hot now, he'll take me to the hospital. You ought to stop now. But yeah, that used to make me, because when he was out there, he was just getting down. I was like, come on him. I said, come on here. He said, you can come on out here with me. I can lean on him and stuff. I said, dog, can I still drop it like it hot? Yeah. He said, I can still. But you have to have a sense of humor out here, y'all. Because if I were to be the way I feel sometimes, I'd be real depressed. But husband be talking about, come on. He be in the house dancing. But husband love to dance. Y'all already know that, right? He love to dance. And we be playing music in the house. I just be sitting. I be recording. That's what I be doing. I send some videos to the children. Cause we had the 4th of July. They didn't do too much because it was so hot. They were miserable. But me and him used to be out there, girl. We stayed on the dance floor, but now I have my limitations. Cause that bike getting hurt, that knee be hurt. I have my limitations. I can't climb no stairs. I can't walk a long way because my legs be about to give out. You know, I deal with mental issues like anxiety and stuff. So my biggest problem is that I have to have limitation on some of the things I do. You know, I don't, like when I do my cardio, I don't get over here and act like I'm boxing and racing. I do it at my own pace. At my own pace. My doctor said, this is you. You know your pain level. You know how fast you can go. So you do things according to how you feel. I used to love dance. I was on a dance line in high school, but child, woo. I know it good. I've been trying to find that video. It was one year on my birthday. I get tired. I get depressed when I see it. It was my birthday one year. We had a house party. And girl, I was getting down. I said, ooh, I can't even move that hip no more. Not like that. Most people want to know I have disability if I don't tell them, because I try not to brag about it, because in my mind, that's right. You don't have to, thank you for sharing that with me, Thank you for sharing that with me. And you don't have to, some people like looking at me, just looking at me, but let me get up. You'll be like, girl, sit down. But no, I'm just saying, it's not what you look like, it's how you carry yourself. You see what I'm saying? It's how you carry yourself. And you taking care of your body, you taking care of what you need to take care of, and you keep doing what you're doing. I see you be doing your walking. I see you. And Frank, I seen how you have changed the way you've been eating. I already said, Johnny girl got all us over him trying to eat. I mean, I would be telling y'all to, we be doing no challenges. Y'all can do how y'all eat like y'all want now. Don't never feel like Johnny girl said summer snack. Frank be having those gummy bears. I've been seeing he be having those twisters. Look at Frank over there. I don't really eat stuff like that. Now the gummy bears, I have tried them, but I used to be like, I don't like that stuff. Like it be, no. Those twisters don't be having no taste to them. You like those twisters, Frank? But one thing about it, they ain't that sweet. They ain't got that much sugar in them though. They don't have that much sugar. But like I said, I became disabled in 2016. Yeah, those some good little snacks right now. Those some good little snacks. They ain't got that much sugar in them. Now I like the gummy bears. The twisters, I wasn't not that crazy about them. But those kids like stuff like that. They like those gummy bears and what that stuff called? They love that sour stuff. They'll trick me in a minute. They were like, Grandma, you want to try this? As soon as I taste it, be sour. I was like, I don't want that. But yeah, like I said, I have my limits on things. Like right now, I'm sitting up because I know I done sat down too long. And like I said, I had to fight to be where I'm at today financially because they don't be want to give you nothing. They don't want to give you nothing, even though you being worked for it. They don't be want to give you what's supposed to be yours. You did. You had a big pack then. And I had to, go through a lot to get where I'm at today because I went through hardship for a while because I didn't have a job because I wasn't able to work. My husband, I had to give it up to my husband. He took care of me until I was able to get some income. But it was rough, y'all. It was rough. I tell anybody, when you're not able to work and you see things, some of the things you have, you can't have some of the things you used to have because you don't have the financial things to be able to get those things, it hurts. And so we had to go a while like that until I was able to get the, I didn't have insurance. So I went through a lot when I first became disabled. I didn't have the medicine that I needed because I had to wait a while to get the insurance I had to have. It was a lot, and it was very depressing for me. But I kept the faith. I kept the faith. And once I was able to get some type of income and some kind of Medicaid, whatever, I went on to start getting treatments for what I needed. So I had some did to my hip. I had some did to my back. They want to do something to my shoulder and knees now, but woo, that's why I've been doing, like my doctor just said, keep moving, do what you can. Because some of the stuff I'm doing here, the place I go to, they do the same, the therapy. I have been taking physical therapy for my shoulder, but they had told me it was a torn, I had a torn rotator cuff. They told me this 2 years ago. That's why I have my limit of picking my arm up. When I hold my arm up real, real high, that joke will be hurt. But I'm like, I just have my limitations on stuff. But I don't try to complain. I don't try to ask for no sympathy. I just thank God that I'm able to do what I'm able to do. So I just wanted to have leave some encouragement, like I said, to anybody that's going through any type of disability. And like Frank said, a lot of people don't be knowing you have disability unless you tell them. I have had people tell me I won't graduate from high school or college, and I graduate from both, and that was my mother. Yeah, some people try to put you down. They think that you won't make something out of yourself, but you can. I mean, and there are a lot of people with disabilities that still be able to have a normal life. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of superstars that y'all know have some type of autism or disability that people didn't even know about, but they still was able to have a successful career. Some people are born with disability, and some people have disability because of their health issues. I became disabled because of health issues. Because I worked all the way up until 2016. And there are some people can work with their disability. I just can't. When I went to court, and because I had to go to court about my income, because they said I had got hurt on my back issue started from my job, the job I was on, because of the job I was doing. So it messed up my back. So my disc My disc supposed to be straight, but it's not. It ain't got where it buds out. My disc buds out. That's why when I walk like my gait is not normal. No, I don't make. I just I don't need a frame. Y'all see me? I be going. I be going places. I be slow now. I be slow, but I get there. I'm coming. I be telling y'all ain't leaving me. Nobody be telling my kid. I got one of them little things. I push sometimes, or I use my cane, because my legs be about to give out on me because of that disc. That disc is pressing now. They say I have a bulging disc. I have a disorder. And they told me I could be confined in a wheelchair. What I go through, it can confine me to a wheelchair, but I have to try to, I'm not claiming none of that. I'm not claiming it. My doctor told me this the other year. She said, what you deal with, it can confine you to a wheelchair. So they want me to keep on moving it as much as I can. When I sit down a long time, I can't get up. Yeah, I know what you said. And I just want to share some awareness and share some encouragement, because some people make people feel like they're in a box, they can't do anything. You only can do what you're able to do. You only can do some things just be out of your control. So I thank God for my life. Even though with my limitations, I thank God that I do have a life. I thank God that I'm able to do what I can do. And what I can't do, I can't worry about it. And people should respect people with disabilities. It ain't something they wished upon. Some people were born with it, and disabilities just happen to people. I don't wish bad for nobody. I want all of us to win. I want us to be where we're able to have a life and be satisfied with what you got going on. But people will disrespect us. I had a girl on here to disrespect me. She called me old. She was talking about my health. She was just saying horrible stuff. There was some of the people in that sect though that I used to be in. I still go over there every now and then, deal with the people that deal with me, put it like that. But people like to mark people and make people feel less than what they are. But having a disability don't define you. Still enjoy your life the best of your ability. You might have limitations, but just remember you are a child of God. That's right. You still living. Still living. Yeah. I know when my bike get tensed up, when y'all see me moving around, moving up to the front and time to stretch, because this knee already ain't doing right. No way. I know it'd be time for me to get off this live stream. But I can sit for so long and I can stand for so long. During the day, I be, doing my little exercise. Sometimes I do record, but then there's some things I don't record. I be during the day, I'm taking my medication. I relax a lot during the day when I'm not at the doctor. I try to make sure I get the rest I need. So I'm going to share with these encouraging words with y'all again before I get out of here. You are not alone. Our disabilities do not define who we are. They are only one part of our story. Some days are harder than others, and it's okay to take life one step at a time. And that's what I do. I take life one day at a time. Celebrate every victory. If you feel good about what you do in your life and some of the things that you're doing, celebrate it. Pat yourself on the back. Thank God for giving you the strength to be able to do the things you do. Because that's what I do. I said, Lord, as I told my doctor, I'm going to keep doing these cardios. And he said, right now I'm doing good. Like my range of motion, I'm like, he said, like you're moving a little better. The lady told the other day, like you're moving a little better. There'll be some days like I move a little faster. There's some days I still be dragging. But I can tell the difference when I have started doing those exercises, because my body is getting adjusted But I only do what I'm able to do. I don't try to get over here like I'm in a race with nobody. If you're doing something to better yourself, good for you. Good for you. So your voice matters, your journey matters, your life matters. Never let anyone make you feel less because your path look different. Together, let's continue to lift one another up with kindness, compassion, encouragement, and love. You are not alone. Keep going. Keep believing. Remember, my disability is part of my journey. What I go through is part of my journey, but it does not define my destiny. And that's for anybody that's dealing with any type of disability, whether you can see it or not. Whatever you deal with every day on a daily basis, keep going. Do what you're able to do. And what we can't do, we just can't worry about it. But just keep believing in yourself. Keep trusting God. Because I can tell you, I have came a long way. Before I got on YouTube, I used to be, like I said, before I was able to start getting treatments I'm getting now, I would be in so much pain. My pain's still there, but it's not as, it all depends on what I'm doing, or sometimes the weather might cause my pain level, but I have pain every day. Some days it's noticeable and some days it's not, because I live with chronic pain. And that's just my disability. And it affect my left, it affect the left side of my body because of the disorder I have. I don't try to make excuses. I don't try to ask for sympathy. I try not to let it stress me. Yes, I have been depressed, and sometimes I still be depressed. But I turn to the hills where my help come from. And I always say God will not put no more on me than I can bear. I thank him for my life and all the little milestones and all the things that I have won and all the battles that I'm still trying to fight through. I know I keep pushing. I keep trusting God. Take one day at a time. But what I go through won't define me. When that lady told me, she said, well, you have the type of authorizers and disorders that could cripple you. It could make you it can define you to a chair. That's what my doctor told me. And I'm like, what? And she just said, because that's what I deal with. I be trying to keep avoiding things like what causes inflammation and stuff like that. But it be days, it be challenging. I can't sit here and tell you that it's not. Cause it is. But I just want to share that today. And like I said, I'm not here to diagnose, suggest people to do anything when it comes down to their life changes. If you have any type of issues, any type of disabilities, and you're currently seeing your doctor, continue to see your doctor. Continue to keep trusting God. Listen to your body. Cause somebody else want to get out there and do what they do, let them do it. You know your limits. You know what you're able to do. Because I know what I'm able to do. When we do those walking challenge, I know how far I can walk. And I know what it does to me when but I do try to move some. So I want to share that with y'all. Like I said, I have my limitations. But I have no limits on my faith. I have hope. Some days be hard, but I choose to keep going. Small progress lead up to big results. My voice matters, my journey matters, my life matters. And together we can do it together. That's why we do these challenges. You know, it benefits a lot of us that going through health challenges. And then we try to do it for networking and encouragement. You know, we try to, when we do the challenges, we try to do things that we think people wouldn't mind trying and would like to do. But it benefits me a lot, especially because I'm already trying to stick to certain things that I have to do. And y'all already know my motto over here. If I can't do what? If I can't lift you up, I won't tear you down. And I want to thank Frank, Sassy, Miss Key, First Lady. I want to thank all the ones that did come through. Thank you, Frank, for sharing. And Frank, Miss Key, they are the ones that are also doing the snack of the day. Y'all check out some of those guys that doing snack of the day over there, and show them some love. I see Big O shared my live. Was he in here? Shout out to my members. Shout out to my members. I want y'all to know how much y'all are appreciated. Y'all remember it's hot out there. Some areas temperatures are higher than others. Just remember to stay hydrated. If you're out there in the heat, make sure you dress accordingly to the weather. I mean, if you don't have to be out there, knowing if you're out there in those, if you dealing with temperatures up in the 100, if you don't need to be outside, don't go out there, y'all. But if you do go out there, make sure you have your protection. Make sure you protect yourself. You can wear a hat. Make sure you have things to protect your skin. Make sure you have plenty of fluids. Because this time of year, you can easily catch a cold too. Just of the fact that, you know, you could be in the air all day. You won't go out there in that sun. And then, you know, when you be out there in that sun, oh my God, it just drains you. That's why if you don't have to be out there, don't be out there. Just always protect yourself. But I hope that my live stream have helped someone, because I just wanted to share, you know, that I do have a disability. I have my limits, but I don't let it define who I am. I pray daily that God continue to strengthen me, continue to keep me on the path that I'm going. Even sometimes I have those setbacks, but I'm one of those kind that I try to keep moving. I try to keep moving. Like I said, we're on day 3 for the we're on day 3 of the snack of the day. We got the rest of the month doing different ones. And Timona, I know you were in the hospital. And one thing I can say about you, Mona, you real dedicated and you want to be part of the challenges. But like I wrote in your comment, now if you ain't feeling up to it now, we understand. But if y'all haven't seen Mona, she been sharing hers on her community wall. She's in the hospital. She's showing her snack of the day. But I'm about to get ready to close this on out. I do, like I said, thanks to the ones that did come by. And just remember, you are loved, you are unique, you are beautiful, you are a child of God. Just because you have a disability, it doesn't mean that you, because no one's perfect. No one's perfect. Some people, it take them longer to do things. They have their limitations. But they're still able to do. You know, I have to look at things like this. I deal with what I deal with, but I know there's somebody out there in worse shape than me. So they give me the drive to keep going. They give me motivation. When I see my mom and had her legs and I said I inherit what she got. Cause my mom, she got what she couldn't walk. You know, she was dealing with dementia also. And she got what she couldn't feed herself. Because she used to feed herself. That's why I said there are people out there living with feeding tubes. Some people have to have assistant walking, either whether they using a wheelchair or a cane or some type of walker. Because I use a cane, but when I walk, I can't balance myself a long way. That's why I use my cane for my support. But I walk for so long, but when my legs start giving out and stuff, I can't do it. But I'm truly blessed to be where I'm at in this path of my life. Because this year I'll be a 10-year cancer survivor. And I thank God daily, every single day, for his grace and mercy. I want to thank everybody again for coming in. Remember to stay cool, stay hydrated, stay safe, stay encouraged, and always stay what? Prayed up. And until next time, bye bye. And thanks for joining, everybody.